Right guys, welcome back to the channel. Today's video is all going to be about the legs in your golf swing. I have for you some real simple drills that are going to help your backswing load into your trail side, how you separate the knees and apply pressure at the start of the downswing, and how we should actually use the ground and straighten this lead leg into impact. None of it's going to be technical, but it's all going to help your game. So let's start with point number one. And I've set up here a little drill and already hit one doing this. So I've just got here an alignment stick that you could shove into the ground through a range bucket or use some sort of swing plate here to hold the alignment stick. Now I've left a little bit of a gap, maybe 1.5 inches or so from my lead knee, lead thigh to the alignment stick. And I'm trying to get the sense that my lead knee pinches in towards my trail side in the backswing. A fault I see with a lot of golfers is this lead knee going forward. So it looks visually from downline camera that their hips are rotated a lot, but they've actually done it and moved their pressure more into their toes. Now, where do we want the pressure to go in the golf swing? All good players, and I mean all good players, actually move it into their trail heel in the backswing at some point. So we actually want to, with this movement here, move this knee in towards my trail thigh to help my pressure load into this trail foot. Now I can rotate my hips correctly where I'm feeling the pressure in my trail heel, rather than this type of movement where my pressure is going forwards towards the toes. So it's simply going to be this movement with the knees, closing the gap, rather than this type of movement or this type of movement, whatever funky moves we've got out of this. So let me hit one more with this. So set up to the ball, this is going to be somewhere near your lead knee. Try and get the feeling that you're closing the gap with the lead knee towards the trail side. Now you'll see my foot is starting to roll slightly on the way in there, and that's absolutely fine. I don't want this leg to respond and keep going, so I don't want this trail foot to roll. I want this to respond by the hip getting out of the way. So the lead knee moves in. The thigh here, lead thigh moves towards the trail thigh, and the trail hip gets out of the way. Okay, so that's the movement we're really getting, loading correctly our backswing. Let's give it a go. That felt great. Oh, I like that one. So just got the sense. Now I did brush this, but it felt like I brushed it as I moved. I didn't go down into it. So just using an alignment stick simply this way could work great. Now I'm going to leave that over there because I might well use that in a different way for my third drill about through the golf ball. But part two is going to be about the downswing. And what I want you to grab is a balloon, a football, something quite light. Ideally, it'd be a little bit larger than this, but I can still use this. I'm just going to be setting it a little bit higher than my knees to keep it. If it was a little bit larger, I could keep it between my knees. It could be a range bucket, could be a ball or a balloon. And what we're going to do is pinch this at the backswing, like we've just talked about. This is a really important part for the downswing. Watch this. Drop the ball, drop the balloon, drop the range bucket at the start of the downswing. To achieve that, what has happened is my trail knee has stayed pretty much where it was. What's happening with the lead leg and lead knee? It's starting to move back towards the middle of the shoe because I'm applying some pressure down into my lead foot. So it's pinched in, then it's pushed back towards the middle of the shoe there. So I'm creating some separation, often called cowboy knees, because we see that separation of the knees, but we see it at the start of the downswing as we're applying some downward force into our lead foot. So if we give this a go, I'm going to set up, I'm going to put that ball between my legs, just above my knees. I'm trying to pinch it in the backswing, but drop it at the start of the downswing here as my lead leg separates. So, let's give it a whirl. Pinch it in, drop it at the start of the downswing. Exactly what I wanted to feel. That downswing separation, that's going to help us apply some downward force into that lead foot exactly as we should at the start of the downswing. So the third part about how the legs work is going to be the movement through impact. So we know in the backswing, there's a little bit of this pinch in with the lead knee to get the pressure into that trail side. The start of the downswing, we know there's that separation of the knees as we're applying some force. What should the leg be doing into impact? Really just starting to straighten. So as that lead leg straightens, my hips are starting to open more up and I'm starting to push off the ground. So how you could use an alignment stick here would just be up the side of the leg. And what we'd be trying to do, and I'd actually use, I have got one, a little bit smaller than this alignment stick, so it's not higher than my hip height, and it means I could hit. If it's just up the side of the leg here, the sensation is, if this is a wall, I'm moving up the wall, I'm not knocking that wall down, because there's a fault we see with a lot of amateur golfers is this movement in the downswing. I see a lot of times where there's still a lot of flex in this lead knee. Maybe they've rolled to the outside edge, possibly the knees move past the outside edge of the ankle. Now that's not good for my ankle or my knee, but for the golf swing, what it often causes is these fat, heavy shots hitting a lot of ground behind the golf ball. So I've just set up here a slightly smaller alignment stick, only that I don't want to spear my middle section as I swing through. So if you can get a stick and shove it into the ground and get it no higher than your hip height, that would be ideal. But the feel here, exactly what I've done in the backswing, pinch the knee in, create some separation. You can see this leg is moving out towards that post, that wall, but now it's starting to straighten and move up it, okay? I don't want it moving away from it, but I don't want it charging it down. I just want it moving up the wall, okay? Let's give it a go. So that's what we call posting onto that lead leg. That's that feel I really want to get. Put me off a little bit with the strike, with the contact, but I feel tall on that lead side. I feel like I've hit the wall and moved up the wall. So just a really good exercise. Now, it may not be that you need to work on all three parts there. I've discussed one for the backswing, one for how we start the downswing, one for the through movement. You might know where your fault lies and you could just work on that section. But you could break the movement into those three drills and then you really discover how the movement is happening with the lower half. If we get that lower half correct, a lot of the times our upper half takes care of itself. So it can do so many great things for your golf swing. Give the drills a go. I know they're going to help, but put some comments below. If the video does help, if you enjoy the content, smash the like button and don't forget to subscribe to my channel for more content just like this.